guys, we're going live again. I'm going to try to be calm and gentle and nice tonight, but we're going to have a little fun. Every night, what do I talk about? Well, I pick a topic, but I like to always touch on the simple life, living simple, whether it's living out of your car, RV, or just downsizing so that you can minimize your stress and maximize your life. Uh, Sometimes we talk about Florida, sometimes we talk about life dreams, something in life that inspires you. Uh, and sometimes we just read live comments like our brother, the SI Project, Philly in the house again. Thank you, SI Project. And I'm sorry I didn't get to your live comment last night because I had to end the live feed a little bit short. But when I saw the replay, brother, I saw you, and I want you to know that you're always noted, and I appreciate that. Appreciate you checking in, love and respect to Philly. Not too far away from there. And you appreciate it. How was your day, man? It was a nice day today. I know it was nice in Philly because it was nice here in so we're pretty much neighbors. But I hope you had a good day. I hope you're pushing forward. What's your life dream, IS Project? What makes you tick? What puts a smile on your face? What excites you? What's your vision for your life? I would love to hear that. I like to hear what gets people excited about life because I know there's plenty of bad shit that can hurt us in life and that can steal our joy. So I like to spend time each day reflecting on things that inspire me and that keep my mind in a fun place. And the SI Project says, yeah, that's a hard one. It is a hard one to think about, but it's worth thought because our mind always wants to think about the things we're stressed about. Let us focus the mind on things that inspire us. What's your life dream? What makes you happy? What puts a smile on your face? That's an important question to ask yourself every day. Uh, because again, no one cares about you more than you, and you have to care about your dreams. You have to care about your happiness, about your joy. That's important. Well, what I want to touch on tonight as people join the live chat, what I'm picking as the structured topic is property equity versus peace equity. In the beginning of my channel, one of the first videos I made and one of my most popular videos I made, I think now has almost 100,000 views. And for me, a small channel, that's a lot of views for one video. Was I made a video called the RV Living, Not So Cheap, Not So Simple. And I did that because in the beginning of my journey of me downsizing and then eventually car living, when I did research on RVs, what I found was from a financial aspect, many times it's not worth it because an RV depreciates in value very quickly after it's purchased on average, just as on average, when you buy a piece of property, it appreciates over time on average. There's exceptions. So if you buy a piece of property and it's going to appreciate over time, but you buy an RV and it's going to depreciate over time, some for some people that may not be worth it because they don't get any positive equity. That is from a strictly financial evaluation. And in life, all decisions have one aspect of financial. Why should they? They should because when you have not calculated the cost financially, you will hurt yourself in other ways, emotionally, mentally, and in other forms. But there is also a piece of the equation, and you have to think about your peace equity. Your peace equity. So if a property over time, on average, will accumulate value, added equity, what it will also do is destroy some of your peace equity. What do I mean by that? Well, as someone who's owned a piece of property for 15 years, what I can tell you is every time you do a renovation at your house, it destroys your peace equity. I don't care if it's a simple renovation such as hanging a ceiling fan or a major renovation such as gutting your kitchen, redoing your bathroom. Every time you do a renovation, your peace equity goes down. Every time you simplify your life, your peace equity goes up. What's one of the most important things you can have in life? Peace. Peace. Peace be with you. My life experience being a contractor and owning my own house, people who own homes, the work never stops. The work never stops. And yes, over time, they build up property equity, but they never really cash out that equity and they never get it back in equivalent to their peace. What do I mean by that? Let's say somebody owns a piece of property and they actually stay there for 30 years. Most people nowadays don't stay at the same piece of property for 30 years. They'll stay for 7, 10 years. Then they'll go to the next one, they'll upgrade, they'll keep that cycle, and then they'll renovate it, sell it, renovate it. It's just a never ending cycle of work. Let's say you stayed in the same piece of property for 30 years. Then when it's time to cash out, downsize, and live simple, you are so caught into your habits and routines of having that house, living in that environment, having your license plate the same, your drivers, all your information, that you won't change. You won't cash out that equity and get peace because the price to downsize is too heavy of a burden on your older mind and your older spirit. And so most people end up leaving their homes to family members. And then there's a contentious fight to liquidate that property, and then the cycle just continues. Now, sometimes it does make sense to have property equity. You can certainly build up generational wealth if it's done responsibly on a small scale. But on average, and I'm not just looking at statistics, but I'm just looking at life, peace equity, and property equity, most people will never get the peace equity out of their life, even if they buy a house for a good value and it appreciates over time in financial value. I've seen marriages destroyed over property equity. But I've never seen a relationship destroyed by peace equity, by living simple. Does peace matter? Oh, it matters. At the end of the day, what really puts your mind at ease so you can sleep comfortably? Peace. What keeps people up at night? What makes people go to therapists? Lack of peace. Is peace equity important? Hell yeah, it's important. And peace equity can't be found on Zillow. You go to a website, Zillow, and it will calculate your estimated property value, how much equity you have in that property. But there's no Zillow for your peace. I know plenty of people in a good economy like it is as I make this video, they'll look on Zillow, they get a smile on their face because they have property equity. But where do they go to evaluate their peace equity? Where's that found? What website can you go to? Why do most people self-medicate? Why do most people stay in unhealthy relationships? The overcomplication of life is a lack of peace equity. Does that matter? That matters to me. Matters to me. This is another one of those life lessons that I've learned that will never be taught in school, and it's a shame. Why will it never be taught in school? Because most teachers don't have peace equity. They have property equity, but not peace equity. Why is it not taught in colleges? Same reason. They rather argue about political differences rather than talk about peace equity. Life decision process. On your journey, in the process of making decisions, always evaluate, is this going to make my peace equity appreciate or? Because if you bought an RV, or if you bought a tiny home, or if you bought something that may not appreciate at the scale of a house, but your peace equity would increase, it's worth it. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to get a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house because over time it'll appreciate more than a tiny house. It may financially, but what is that going to cost you with regards to your peace equity? How many arguments are you going to get over because you've got to make 20 more trips to Lowe's to renovate a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house? You're not going to spend time with your dog. You're not going to spend time with your kids. You know who you're going to spend time with? The fucking person at Lowe's or Home Depot. After you work all week, on the weekend, what are you going to do? You're going to work some more. You're going to lose peace equity. What would happen if people stopped doing home renovations and started actually spending more quality time with themselves first? Not with their family first, but with themselves first. Why? So that they can get themselves in a good place and they can be happier when they spend time with their family. I think the divorce rate would go down. I think the divorce rate is high in America, basically 50%, because people focus on property equity, but not on peace equity. I think in the richest country in the world, that 70 to 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck. I think there's an emphasis, there's a focus on property equity, but not peace equity. It's a consumerism cycle of death, that it never stops. You have to break that mindset. You have to readjust your perspective on how you look at life and how you assess value. You don't assess value by what the home sold for last, what you can buy it for, and what you can sell it for. You have to assess value by how much of a burden is this going to. Don't even get me started on multi-family units. I've saw my own parents basically it caused them a divorce. That was part of the reason. Think you're financially savvy, that you're going to get a multi-family property, you're going to rent it out, it's going to pay off the mortgage, and let me tell you something. I've actually seen that in life. Very few people do that successfully. Very few. They lose ton of peace equity. Now, if you want to try to do it, I'm not against that, because I do some things that not many people do. I'm just saying, calculate the cost. Know yourself. Know how much you can handle. These are my reflections on how I've seen life go and how I've seen people focus on the wrong equity, and it leads down a bad road. That's it. That's my sermon for tonight. Now, live comments, if anybody wants to share. If not, I keep it moving. Ryan B. Oh, did I skip anybody? No. Ryan B. Well, look who it is. And then he give the cheese emoji. Ryan B. Look at who is right back at you. Good to see you, Ryan. Ricardo. What's up, Sam? Getting better at my new job. That's right. How do you get better at your new job? Show up every day. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. You'll figure it out as you go. Good job. And I told the trainer, I told you about on Friday that he needed to be more positive. And now he's coming around being more positive towards new works. Well, that's good, brother. Good job, Ricardo. But what I want to encourage you with, even if he never gets positive again, it's your job to stay positive. It's your job to show up regardless. Again, if there's disrespect or if there's abuse, then certainly you have to do what you need to do to report that and move on with your life. But I've worked for positive and negative people. It sucked when I worked for negative people, but I've worked for negative people for years. My current job and my new transfer, I mean, I'm blessed to work with positive people overall. But especially in the beginning of my career, I worked with many negative people. I worked for many negative managers. And why did I succeed? Because I didn't just quit and walk away. I stayed the course to build up my resume, to build up my career, to build up my experience, to build up my endurance. That's very important for your well-being, for your career advancement. So good job, brother. Forward we go. Koba's channel. Hey, Koba. I agree with you 100%. Thank you. Somebody give me the 100% emoji. Thank you, Koba. I like that name. Doza. I found solace in solitude. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. Well, I believe that's solid. Yeah, what's define solace? Is that peace and solitude? Yes, good job. And for me too. I mean, for many people who live this lifestyle, nomadic, or for many people who are just single like me and want to be single, that personality type enjoys more time by themselves than anything else. Now, I'm social. I deal with people. I have no problem with that. I have social skills, but I just personally enjoy the majority of my time by myself. And then I like, whenever, being around people in selective areas and a selected amount of time. That's what, to me, solace and solitude means. And that's why, for me, the nomadic lifestyle is a fit, because, I'm totally at peace with spending most of my time by myself. Some people aren't, and there's nothing wrong with that either. It's not like I'm right and someone else is wrong. It's about knowing yourself and building a life around what's best for you. And that takes time, that takes experience, that takes, fucking up a little bit. But for me, there is peace in solitude. I agree with that. Good comment. That's our project. Keep up the videos. Thank you. I appreciate that encouragement. Love and respect to Philly. Koba, cool. Oh, Brea, hello. I'd rather have peace, equity, smiley face emoji, love and respect to Glam Gypsy, Atlanta in the house. I may be going down to Atlanta soon. Good to see you, Glam Gypsy. I'm glad you're doing well. Peace to you. And yeah, Glam, me and you on the same page. Glam, I believe, I don't know if she's full timing yet, but I know she had talked about full timing. Um, at one point out of a Honda Element, but I think she went to a minivan. I can't believe it. You let me know, Glam Gypsy. But look, even if it's something you never do, but it's something you dream about, whether you weekend camp or whether you long term live in a car RV, um, again, the peace equity that I've gained. Somebody commented too. I forgot the name. Forgive me. Somebody commented on my video this morning, and she said that she's been living out of her car for 6 months, and she's never been happier. And I have had viewers that after 9 months living in their car, I said, look, I just, for me, I'm going back to an apartment. But either way, I mean, that's all personal preference. My message here tonight is not trying to define what you should or shouldn't do. My message tonight is to be mindful of, property equity does not equal peace equity. It's actually the opposite. To get property equity, usually what you're going to have to do is do a renovation. That's going to cause stress. To get property equity, you're going to have to hold a house for almost more than 10 years on average. On average, so owning a house for more than 10 years, you're going to have another job. It's going to be work because there's no way that house is staying the same for 10 years straight. Everything is maintenance. Everything has work, but how much maintenance? How much work? That's the key. Why should you evaluate how much? Because that's going to evaluate how much peace equity you have. Does that matter? It matters to me. It matters to me especially when I go throughout my daily life, whether it's work or personal or whatever. I look at people's spirit, and I see where there's peace equity and when there's not. Now, certainly, even me, I still go through the trials of life, and sometimes I don't have peace equity. Sometimes, I go through a failure, or I go through a mistake, or I go through a life hardship. I'm not immune to that. I'm not perfect. But I can tell you through my life experience in controlling what I can control, the simplified life does equal more peace equity. Now, how you choose to simplify it is relative to you. But as much as you can for you, the simple, the better. Why? So you can build up your peace equity. Um, Ricardo says, thanks for the advice, Sam. Thank you, Ricardo, for sharing your life with me. Love and respect. Koba's channel. I like that name, man. Right on. I'm a new subscriber. Well, welcome to your channel. I enjoy your videos. Thank you, Koba. Thank you. Now, I started this channel in July 2017. Since then, I've had very few are from the beginning. There's a few. And so I say that to say you may subscribe today, then 5 days later, 5 months later, I just may not be your cup of tea. I just want everyone to know that's okay. I've done that too. In my own, I subscribe to channels. I'm friends with people. Then you get to a certain point in the journey where you say, look, you know what? It's not for me. I'm going to move on. I say that because I always want to set an environment that there's freedom. Okay. There's freedom for me to be me. Okay. So if I don't like somebody, I don't sell my soul for subscribers. If someone doesn't like who I am, that's fine. But I'm not going to change who I am for someone else. And if someone else um, says, look, it doesn't, your channel doesn't sit well with me, I got to move on. I say, do you? But I'm thankful for every person I've met. But it's important to share that, that to set that tone of freedom, because this isn't a control and manipulation channel. I mean, to me, look, I'm human. I love to see subscribers go up. I love to get the thumbs up. But at the end of the day, I mean, I do this for me as a personal outlet. Sometimes I question, should I continue to do it? I'm not going to lie to you about that. And I do go back and forth in my mind a little bit because it's not worth it financially. It's not worth it from a risk standpoint, sharing my life for me. And I don't do any type of Patreon. I don't do any type of donations, and I don't agree with most people who do that. So, you always have to ask yourself, if you don't have financial equity in something, why do it? I mean, that's the great question. That's what we're almost talking about tonight. Same thing with a house. It applies to a YouTube channel. I mean, if you're not going to get financial equity in it, why would you do it? I mean, do you get peace equity? I mean, I get a level of peace equity from it. It does provide a level of connection. I I'm mainly a person who likes to be by themselves. So this does form a conversation I can have at the end of each day and in my videos and sharing with people without the full commitment of a relationship, because I don't want the full burden of a relationship. So this kind of fulfills a need, so that equals peace. I do get 10% negative feedback no matter what I do, so that takes away a little bit of peace. But overall, it's still been a net win for me. It gives me a platform to share my gift. It does give me a level of connection. You take a little bit of shit for it, and you really don't get any type of financial reward for it. So for me, it still balances out as a win at this point in my life. But I like to take people through my thought process on that, because I evaluate everything based on peace equity. That's one of the reasons why I don't buy an RV yet. I wouldn't have a mental peace. The cost, not just financial, but the cost of me worrying about it maintenance wise, the cost of me mentally worrying about now I have less areas I can park. That would weigh on my mind at this point. Now that may evolve, and that it may evolve as I go forward on this journey. Everything evolves, but I evaluate not just financially. I evaluate mentally, emotionally. What's the peace? Am I going to gain or lose peace? That's serious to me. Very serious. Ricardo, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, I see myself as being mainly in Florida, as now that's where my compass is headed. I mean, now I've relocated to Florida. I'm just doing some traveling for my job and mastering the snowbird life, maybe coming up north for a few months out of the year. I would like to be able to live off my investments solely, and be able to count on them reliably, and then have even more freedom. But I'm blessed with a good job now, so I'm not complaining about that. But in 5 years, if you ask me to give you my dream, I want to honestly share you my dream. It would be maybe have, I don't know if I'm going to buy an RV lot or something down in Florida, but definitely just be situated fully down in Florida how I want to be. Um, Healthy, continue to take care of myself as best I can. Look, I don't have a ripped up six pack. I'm not, there's some people that are in better shape than me, but I used to weigh 350 pounds. I weigh about 215 now, 220, somewhere in that range. I got all the way down to 150. I'm in good health. I feel good. I have mainly a plant-based diet. I don't eat any shit. I want to keep my health. That's another goal in 5 years. I want to, God willing, still be healthy. Situated down in Florida. We'll see if I would ever buy an RV. I don't know. In 5 years from now, I mean, a Jeep Renegade would probably be on the out, only because I got almost 100,000 miles on it now. But I'll try to keep this as long as possible, I think. Continue to do well at my job. I do enjoy my job. So as long as that can continue to go well and I have flexibility there, I would love to, stay on the course there. I mean, I work with great people, so I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my job. But I would like, as a personal financial goal, I would like to be able to solely live off my investments. But I've been hitting the teeth enough with that to know that you can't bank on that, and that's why I work full time. um, but that's it. Healthy, happy. Uh, Mainly down in Florida. Traveling on occasion, maybe in the summer months or in the hurricane season down in Florida. God willing, my mother would still be alive if she still can keep a good quality of life. I would, I still enjoy spending quality time with her when I have some time off. Um, and that's my main focus right now. Like I said, I just went through a major life transition in the past 2 years, from selling my house that I owned for 15 years by just recently transferring job positions. I had the same job for 10 years, so I stayed with the same company. But job transfer, even when it's something you want, I mean, it's a difference. I mean, you're doing a whole different role, so that's a big transition. I just relocated to Florida, so you know, right now I'm made major life decisions, and I'm happy with all of them by the grace of God. But what I'm focused on now, in the next year or so, is just settling in now, settling in, refining where I'm at in life, and then just enjoying it also, because I'm in a sweet spot now that all I'm really working on, I'm not making any major decisions. I'm just now refining it, because now I've done the hard work of mind, body, soul, and downsizing and relocation. So now it's a refined game, and trying to remember to enjoy each day and not to wish my life away. And I feel pretty good about that. That's a good question. I like to think about stuff like that. It's fun. Repeat. What's up, Sammy? Good evening, everyone. Repeat, man. Thank you for always being positive, man. Appreciate you. Love and respect, Repeat. Hope you had a good day. BBT. What's up, BBT? Hey, Sam. Glad you got settled down last night after the guy pulled right up next to you. Yep. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually a blessing. And I'm glad that you guys get to see. Sometimes with my live feed, I was sitting in a parking lot legally, the legal time, and a cop pulled up right next to me, and I just felt uncomfortable, and I just left. He had no problem. He was just going in there getting his thing, and I have no problem with it. Um, but I want you guys to see the real deal. I mean, I really live, out in the road, and it's not a staged, entertainment show for you guys. I mean, I'm really just sharing my life. Some people, they make their channels, there's nothing wrong with that. It's purely entertainment. They purely travel. It's purely like, this is all like real time, especially the live feeds. I mean, uh, so it's good that you guys see that. I mean, for people, you get to see all aspects of, what the life encompasses. And some people wouldn't like that. So, it's good, good. BVT. Hey, Sammy. Bob has a moderator on his live feed now. What a craziness. Blocked me last night. Oh, asked the wrong question, I guess. Thank you, BVT, for sharing that. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I've kind of gotten over Bob Well. Even last night, I kind of, after I watched the replay of my live feed, I know I mentioned him once. I kicked myself in the ass for even mentioning him. I want to just move past him. I want to acknowledge that he has offered a lot of good. He's been a pioneer for the Nomad community, and I acknowledge the good things that he has to offer. And I'm not, you know, but I don't like where it's going now. It's a show, and I just don't like when it manipulates people. I feel the same way whether it's a church pastor, whether it's a politician, or whether it's a guy on YouTube or girl on YouTube. I just don't like when I see like a game getting played, and that's what I feel like with his channel at this point. But this is my opinion, and yeah, I mean, personal assistant living out of your car, and now he's got a merchandise store, and don't buy stuff, but when you buy stuff, use this link. I mean, that doesn't sit well with me. But at the end of the day, I have to calm myself down and say, look, everyone's got to do them. But like I said, I just don't. I mean, I know, like, look, his audience is older people, and especially older women. Who do con artists prey on? Older women. Uh, I don't think he's necessarily preying on them, but I mean, yeah, definitely selling them something. Definitely selling them something. Uh, you know, I don't know. Just my opinion. Again, a lot. I acknowledge the good and bad. This is my opinion. My turn. Did you ask BBT? What did you ask BBT? Well, one is let me acknowledge my turn. Okay, my turn is also AKA Jenny B, AKA Wandering Soul. So Jenny B, who is now called My Turn, her user tag, has now changed her name 3 times. Now that's okay with me as long as she doesn't come in here tomorrow night and she's called Trevor Trucker, and then she wants to do a meet and greet at IHOP. Now I always joke around, but I mean, even if she wanted to do that, I ain't mad at her. Look, everyone's got to do them. But yeah, I want to Jenny B, aka My Turn, is selling her house. And last night she was talking about she has some issues with the IRS, and I'd asked her a comment. I thank her for sharing her life. She has an interesting testimony. If you want to share tonight, Jenny, I think Jenny B's testimony will really help people. The different things she experienced in a divorce, and what I read from her comment was, the relationship got so unhealthy that she was willing to take a financial loss. Why? Because she wanted to gain peace equity. Okay? So there's financial equity and there's peace equity. And when you're getting hurt enough, when you're in an unhealthy environment, you will exchange financial equity for peace equity. Now, to a certain point, come on, I'm not going to be honest with you, we're all human. But I've heard many people testify that they had to get out of a relationship, even especially a marriage, even though it meant a financial loss. Why? Because they needed their peace. They needed their peace, and nothing was worth more than that. Better VidTube says, kind of pissed me off, but his channel rules. I hear that. BBT. I was asking about BLM camping, which stands for Bureau of Land Management, and how crowded it was getting, but I was blocked right away. What? Off that? It seemed like an infomercial. Well, that's what he's basically doing now. Infomercials about cheap internet that as soon as he posts this, it's going to be dated. It's crazy. I think Bob may having some issues. Does not seem the same of late. Yeah, everyone changes. It's a shame. My turn, aka Jenny B. That's weird. Isn't he all about free camping on BLM land? Well, he's all about his merchandise store, his personal assistant, and his Patreon account soon coming. But he wants to help older women too on the low. Maybe. My turn. That's weird. Oh, I read that. Better video tools. He has a lady moderating, I think. Heard her off camera. Yeah, he's paying her. Every time you basically bob something off, he's paying a personal assistant. Now, how much he's paying her, I don't know. Why do you need a personal assistant? I don't know. I mean, he did it. I don't. I don't want to get in bob balls. I got to stay focused. Thank you, though. My turn. Probably Caroline. No, they broken up. He's been divorced twice, and they broke up supposedly, and he did that on one video. I don't know. They were both hiring assistants. So after all, maybe they hired each other. And then she gave the wink emoji. Yeah, I mean, I watch their channels from time to time, so I don't want to be a hypocrite. And again, even people that you disagree with, you can still learn from them. There's some people on YouTube that are like pastors that they're all about money. But once in a while, I still tune in and I learn some spiritual principles that I can take that and I can leave the other bullshit. And they still piss me off, but I mean, it is what it is in life. You can only control yourself. BVT, yep, my opinion only, but getting very arrogant and independent. Yeah, well, there's a saying that money and success doesn't change you. It only enhances the person you already are. I think there's a level of truth to that. I mean, certainly all of us, including myself, can be prideful at times and we can be arrogant. Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, he seems pretty positive, but I don't, look, my red flag goes up when I see people like over positive and like over like Joel Osteen type, because it's like it's a scam coming. Now you can be positive and nice and all that, but I mean the red flag is justified when now it's about getting you to buy merchandise. Now it's about I gotta build my business. It's not really about helping older women. It's about helping himself. Now there's nothing wrong with that, because look, everyone should do their own business. But what's wrong with that is he based his whole channel on helping the destitute, of being a person of simple means, helping the destitute, and that's his life mission. Now his channel has made a U-turn. It's about his merchandise that you should buy, even though you shouldn't buy stuff. Buy it through his link. It's about having money to pay a personal assistant. It's about, he brought property now. He's not, he bought, there's nothing wrong with that. It's about a Patreon account. You have to pay to see his content now. So you're struggling and you have to live out of your car. If you are struggling, if you're doing it willingly, there's a different story. But for a lot of the older women that he speaks to, he even says in his videos, like, look, I'm making videos based on people that have a very small budget. I've seen him do RV videos based on that. Look, I'm doing videos. I know my demographic. My demographic is people who don't have a lot of money. So now he knows his demographic. He's not a dumb man. So now what he's telling his demographic is buy my merchandise. I'm going to have an account that's linked to, you can't see the content until you pay. He's manipulating his demographic. And that's how it usually goes. It's the hook on the bait. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very careful. My turn says, I feel like they both are. I unsub from both of them and don't unsub lightly. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that also. Now, truth be told, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I've unsubbed people and then I still watch their videos on the low. And I'm sure there's some people like that unsub to me and still watch mine on the low. I mean, that's we're all human. That's all right. But I eventually break out from them, and I don't really, because they fuck up my creativity when I watch bullshit. It messes up my creativity. But, it is what it is. Better video tubes. I unsubbed last night. I've been there. Chris. Hey, Sam. My turn and friends. Hey, Chris, man. Another brother that I really appreciate, Chris. Chris, man, has been very much a positive blessing in my life. I like when he tells me, Sam, thanks for showing up, all caps forward. That means a lot to me, and I think that's one of the lessons I hope to impart on my channel. I think most of your success in life will be found by just showing up with an overall positive attitude, even if you got to be a little bit fiery sometimes. If overall your message is positive and you show up consistently, I think you'll figure life out. And thank you, Chris. That means a lot. Better view tube. Just kidding. Did not know who my turn was. We love Jenny B. Love you, Jenny B. Hey, Chris. Forgive me if I say his name wrong. Mahai Pascu. I'm gonna say Mahai. Hey, Mahai, how are you, man? Love and respect. Hi, Mahai. My turn. Excellent way to tie it in, Sam. Thank you, my turn. AK Jenny B. Repeat. What up, Jenny B? Yeah, Jenny B. Get Jenny B back. But it's her turn. She wants to say her turn. My turn. BBT. I had to create a new channel. No biggie. I ain't mad at you. I'm not gonna say it. Right. My turn. Hey, repeat. Hey, Chris. No better videos. No biggie, Jenny B. You are a good egg. We like Jenny B. But here's the other thing about Jenny B I like. Jenny B had a like my circle says BU. Like the past 2 days, I went on Jenny B's channel, check her out, see how she's doing, and her like little circle profile thing. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jenny B. It said, "I'm delicate, not like a flower, but like a bomb." You get it? So like like you think like Jenny B's like delicate, fragile, like she's not emotionally able to deal with life. She knows she's very clever. That's like her own downfall. Not her downfall, but that's what she gotta be careful with. Like she knows, like that's why I told her. Like Jenny B was telling me, like, she was thinking about seasonal work and all these things. Nothing wrong with that for a season of healing. But Jenny B, you're way too not that you're above anything, but you have too much intelligence to sell yourself short. Now, that could also be her downfall. I had a family member, very intelligent, very clever, and she was a little bit too arrogant, and she got crazy. All I could say is, I believe Jenny B is very intelligent, and she knows she's intelligent. She knows. But what I'm trying to tell you is, don't sell yourself short in the workplace. If you know you have a lot to offer, don't sell yourself short. Now, here's where I have compassion. I understand that when you have a fragile mind, when you're sensitive, that if you take on a job that has too much stress and it pushes you too much, it can lead you down a negative road of unhealthy habits and put you in an unhealthy space. So I don't want anyone to go in an unhealthy space. That your peace has got to be your priority. But after you rebalance your life and after you heal, there's a season for healing. Then you have to, try to live up to your potential. Don't sell yourself short. Because I can easily see Jenny B being a leader in any industry, healthcare industry or whatever. I mean, she's very intelligent. But to her point, to her channel, I mean, to me, I understood exactly what she was saying. She's not delicate like a flower. She's delicate like a bomb. Like, you think like you're going to twinkle around with Jenny B, all of a sudden explosion. Now, do I know what she means? I know exactly what she means. That's why I got a good laugh when I saw that. But I understand, Jenny B. I got love for you. Chris, BBT. Angelina! Hey, all. Looks beautiful in New Jersey. It is. Now, thank you, Angelina. Love and respect to Angelina down in Tampa Bay, west coast of Florida. Now the weather has just turned. It's going to be mainly now in the 70s and up. This is the time where snowbirds start to migrate up north in the northern states. Flowers have bloomed. The green foliage has returned. But I will say this. The atmosphere is still not as nice as Florida. You don't have the tropical feel. You don't have the palm trees. I was in the beach yesterday on the Jersey Shore, and they implant palm trees, and from that don't grow there all year round. They have to, put them from other places. And they also have plastic palm trees. Like some hotels on the Jersey Shore, they put plastic palm trees, like just to make the look. And there's a big difference. The atmosphere in Florida is still way more sexy. That being said, the weather is now nice in New Jersey and in the northern states. Doesn't matter where you travel now in northern states for the most part. And that's why people who are snowbirds, they come up. And that's why when it gets cold, they go back down. But the roads aren't flat. There's potholes, there's traffic. I mean, it has, Starbucks without the palm tree, Starbucks like, without the hot, sexy, young Latino MILF, it's not the same, man. That's for me. I know some people get upset that, but that's what I like. I gotta get down to Florida, man. I gotta listen to Mark Anthony, be down in Boca Raton, all that's a go. But maybe in the summer I still travel up north. Maybe T. Angelina, hey, Angelina. Everything has a price, including freedom. Sometimes you have to pay some money to gain your freedom and peace. Well, I agree with that. Angelina, just like Jenny B, has gone through a divorce within the past year. Now, Angelina, rather recently, Jenny B within the past year. And Jenny B just testified, Angelina, if you weren't in here earlier, that she just got out of a divorce. She had to pay a lot of taxes, a lot of money, but it was worth it because she wanted peace of mind. She wanted peace equity. So sometimes you get in a situation in life where you got to take a financial loss, but it's worth it to gain your peace. I agree with that. Then you have to heal, then you have to retreat, and then maybe you have to take a job that's below your potential. Maybe you have to live somewhere that's, below your whatever. But eventually, after you heal, it's time to reassert your gifts and your abilities into society and into yourself in a more balanced way so that you don't burn yourself out and that you don't get stressed out where you go to unhealthy habits. Live simply, but live up to your potential. Peace equity is huge. I agree with that. Angelina, hey, BBT, my turn. At Angelina, girl, don't know it. Worth it, though. Don't I know it? Ain't worth it. Don't I know it, though? Yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, Jenny B knows. She just got through a divorce. and she's paid a price for it. But the price is worth it. Anything that you gain peace, I mean, for the most part, that price is going to be worth it. It's painful. I have compassion. I've been there. I'm not, believe me. You think I haven't gone through different things in my life that I have to pay a price to get my peace back? Certainly. And I understand the pain. And that's why I always say, Sam, was I being too rough? Because I understand, like I've healed now, right? But I've understand when I've been broken, sometimes just hearing somebody is so rough, it can be more hurtful. Um, but also sometimes, it's good to have a little bit of a fire. I just have to be true to myself, but I do want to communicate that I understand that when you're hurt and you're feeling very bruised, emotionally and mentally and financially, it's hard to hear, rough talk and serious, no bullshit talk. Um, so I have compassion. I know how life is. Sam John, hello everyone. Hey Sam. Took sailboat for a beautiful ride today. That's what I'm talking about. Inspired. Steps closer to the dream. Explanation forward palm tree. And that palm tree emoji is the real palm trees down in Florida, not the fake plastic ones on the Jersey Shore. But love and respect to the Jersey Shore. And love and respect to Sailing John, who's living his dream, who's been through some heartache in life, but he's sailing his boat. He's living his life again. He's healed. Now it's time to go forward. Now it's time to sail during the summer here in New Jersey, and in October when it gets cold, it's time to go down there and explore in Florida and maybe the Caribbean. You should communicate your dream. You should go after your dream. You should research it online. Like I said, I did a video before I went live about parking lot solitude, and for fun, after I'm done with work and everything, what do I do to unwind? I look at things on YouTube that inspire me, that make me think about my dream. I research things just to put a smile on my face. That matters to me, very much so. Dozia, if you are living in your car, do you have the privilege of owning a firearm? I don't. All the states are different. That's number one. In America, in the United States of America, all the states have different gun laws. Florida is actually one of the most pro-gun states in the United States of America. New Jersey, one of the most strictest. So it's going to be relative to your state, and then all of them have fine prints as far as carrying. Whether if you need a carry permit, whether if you do or don't, depending on the state, how it has to be locked up in your car, et cetera, et cetera. So I have to defer to state, but certainly there's ways to do it, yes. But obviously I don't want to give misinformation because it's going to vary state by state. And I want everyone to, be at peace with the law. Because look, I don't understand. Everyone has a gray area, and everyone that's part of life. But overall, you want to do things responsibly, because the last thing you want to do is live simple. So I just got to be very careful. But yeah, I hear that. Stefan, hey Stefan, what's going on? A good quote. You are not required to light yourself on fire to keep somebody else warm. Good job, Stefan. Yeah, I've heard something similar. I've actually heard one. Yeah, I've heard something similar. Yeah, you should not have to consume yourself to keep somebody else's flame lit. There are contradicting quotes out there, but I agree with that. Look, why? Because ultimately, your best example is to be happy and be yourself and live an inspired life. That's your biggest lesson you leave with others. Certainly on your road, you're sacrificed. You go out of your way once in a while to do certain things. But overall, you take care of yourself well. You treat people right. You respect others. And you know what works for you. And that will inspire the right amount of people. I agree with that. Good job, Stephen. Repeat. Angelina, was really a nice day in North Jersey. Yep, it was. Hey, Chris, what's up, brother? Thanks, Sam. Thank you, brother. It was really cool the way your channel is set up and works. Thank you. It is very helpful to unwind while listening to positive wisdom. All caps forward. Now, I love that, brother. I mean, in my journey of the YouTube channel, at different times when I said, look, Sam, it's not worth it to keep this channel up, I think about people like Chris, and I think about you, Chris. I mean, because again, it's a blessing for me to connect with positive people on this platform. And I know one of my gifts is to communicate. Now, some people like it, some people don't. It's to share. It's to be an encourager. But I wouldn't do good in having to have a service every week or where I gotta, set up chairs. I gotta put up a whole show. I like this platform, and positive people encourage me. I mean, it inspired me, right? I mean, so yeah, it's encouraging to hear, like, you've helped different people, and that you've encouraged them, and they're out there now living their life, and they're more confident in themselves, and they're gonna go forward. Now certainly I understand humans. I mean, 2 months from now they may not ever talk to me again, and they may go backwards. So I don't put any expectation on people to have to be what I think them to be. At this point in my life, being mature, is I just have to stay focused on being myself, uh, and then I let the rest fall from there. But yeah, I mean, there is a reward. I mean, when you use your gift and it's acknowledged and people encourage you, I mean, there's a peace equity. I get a peace from that. I get a joy. That I get a strength. I get a strength when I get an encouraging comment or I get a thumbs up. I mean, it encourages me. I'm human. So look, I'm confident. I'm going to go forward no matter what. But I'd be a liar to say that encouragement doesn't inspire me. We all want to be encouraged. So my turn, aka Jenny B. I think that's what's happening right now. I've lost my self-esteem. I've been there. But interesting you talk about this tonight, Sam, because I happened to see my own resume today, and for a second I thought, I'll just I'm gonna get back to Billy. I just want to read Jenny's thought. Second, she thought to herself, "Girl, don't forget who you are. Get better, get up, and get on with it." Totally agree, Jenny B. You have all the gifts inside you to not only get by in life, but to thrive in life, to excel, to be a leader, to be someone who can be put in position of power to help others, because once you've been broken, your greatest gift is empathy. And when you have true empathy, you realize people don't always need your pity. What they need is compassion, but they also need direction. So when you're able to balance compassion with direction, a level of firmness with a level of, look, give people a shot because we've all been broken, the world's a better place. And look, there's nothing wrong with if, Walmart is your max capacity of a job. There's nothing wrong with that. I've delivered pizzas for a year straight. I worked for minimum wage. So I'm not saying anything I'm not saying anything I haven't lived. Okay. So to me, it's not like I'm trying to sit here and relate to people. I've lived this life. And what I can tell you is making six figures and making minimum wage, there's a season for everything. But whatever season you're in, never get stuck in living below your potential. Never sell yourself short. Um, Back to Billy Jackson. Billy, love and respect to my brother from Tampa, my fellow Floridian. Thinking it time for a drink break. Amen, brother. Thank you. Thank you. And pray for me. Thank you, Billy. Love and respect to my man from Tampa. Billy, how was your day, brother? Billy, I forgot, I think you said you part-time. Do you part-time RV or part-time camp, or you just into the simple life? Share with me again, Billy. Nurse Jan, hey Nurse Jan, how are you? Amen at Chris. Hey all, so good to catch you tonight, Sam. Good to see you again, Nurse Jan, another positive person. Good to see you. SW, always think of SWV, the R&B group, but I love SW. SW, hey Sam and everybody, stay hydrated. Thank you. You and Billy Jackson caught me slipping. Thank you. Yeah, what was SWV? It stands for Sisters with Voices. I Get So Weak in My Knees. Great song. I get so weak in my knees. It was a good song. Good song. Very good song. Chris, I like chewing on ice. It's got to be good ice, though, with good filtered water. Chris, it's nice to chat with like-minded people, too. Nah, that's key. I mean, I've learned that in life. What builds peace, equity, like-minded people? Well, when you're around people that don't get you, just cut ties, because you're never going to have peace equity. You're going to spend your peace equity trying to explain who you are to someone else. And just cut ties and go forward. It doesn't mean that they're wrong and you're right. It just means there's some people that get you and there's some people that will never get you. And the more you try to convince people of who you are, your peace equity keeps going down. And you don't want that. I'd rather you buy a depreciating asset and live in it and have a high level of peace than buy a appreciating asset and have a low level of peace. And that's part of the equation I'm learning on this nomad journey. And that's how I opened up the live feed when I was talking about that one of the first videos I made, one of my most popular, that RV living is not so simple, not so cheap. One of my main points was that a house appreciates and an RV depreciates. But what I've learned in life now, as I've gone on, continued on my journey, is I, for some people, they're better off buying a depreciating asset and having peace versus living in a house having no peace. And even if it goes up in value, they don't have harmony with their life. So consider all factors. But this is what I want to share tonight. It's on my spirit. Doug, that's our brother. Doug, I was thinking about you, Doug, from New Mexico. Love and respect, man. Doug, what's up, Sammy? Mr. Skinny Pop. I found you finally. I've been back on that Skinny Pop too. Doug, man, good to see you put a smile on my face tonight, Doug. Love and respect to you, brother. Keep New Mexico popping. Will I go to New Mexico? Now, I have seen something with business. There may come a time where I have to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico. How is that? I've never even done any research on it. Doug, what do you know about Albuquerque, New Mexico? My turn, tractor. Angelina. This is when I start to miss NJ when the weather starts to turn. Well, I mean, that's the beautiful part about what I do like about being a nomad, living on wheels, whether it's a car, RV, or van. Now, obviously, you have to have the job flexibility to be able to travel somewhat. But there's no doubt about it for me. I want my home base to be in Florida. It is in Florida. And that's where I'll spend most, if not all, of my time. But I like the flexibility and the adaptability to be able to go anywhere I want, to see different scenery, to be around good climate, so I don't get, because I mean, right now in Florida, it's the rainy season is starting to begin. So that would, now it doesn't rain necessarily all day, all the time, but for a good portion of the day, each day it usually rains, and that can keep me inside. I mean, I've often shared, for my mental and physical health, I need to be able to walk and be outside. I'm not trying to run a marathon anymore. I'm not trying to be super sexy. But for my mental and physical well-being, not for me modeling, for my well-being, I need to be able to be outdoors and have nice climate. That's important to me. I mean, I'll show you videos over here about how Jersey looks in the winter. And it only started turning like the past 2 days, the weather. So, and we're still going to have rain this week. So, don't think it's all roses. But certainly, I mean, look, I made a video. If I was a snowbird, when would I come back up to New Jersey? I mean, or a northern state, probably like June through October. And then, for the rest of the month, you go back down to Florida. Yolanda! Hey, y'all. Sir Sam, Yolanda. Beautiful Yolanda. Beautiful spirit. Yolanda, love and peace to you. Love and peace to your sons. And being a parent is one of the hardest jobs. Don't pick yourself apart. That's all I want to say to every parent out there. Don't pick yourself apart. Don't look at past mistakes. And no parent is perfect, but no child is perfect. And just know that, I mean, I have a lot of respect for a mother's heart. And I can tell in my conversations with Yolanda, she has a mother's heart. I don't think you'll ever really appreciate a mother's heart until you've been a mother. But I can still appreciate it, but I know that, there's a level of understanding that only a mother, there's a level of worry, concern, and love that a good mother has. Not a perfect mother, no such thing, but a good mother has, that is always going to be bonded with her offspring. Now, certainly, look, there's bad mothers out there. I've experienced that in life, but still taking time to acknowledge that. Doug, peace of mind, question mark. I checked today's rent for a similar house I used to rent in Fremont, California. That's probably skyrocketed. The monthly amount for rent for that house matches my total monthly budget in New Mexico. Yeah, look, California is out of control. I mean, most states are out of control. Jersey's out of control, and tri-state area. It's all relative. I mean, when the economy's good, when jobs are good, markets such as New York, New Jersey, California, they're always going to be, high property values. But look, you can't associate property value with peace value. You have to put into the equation not just the property equity, but the peace equity. Not just your monthly recurring bills, but your monthly recurring mental state. That's important for your life. And sometimes you're better off not having a piece of property that goes up in value, but enjoying life and living simple in a depreciating asset. I mean, that's my opinion. That's my life that I've experienced. I've had both. Everyone should do what they want. Melissa, hey Melissa, still spend every December for 4 weeks for the holidays. Florida winters are the best. Heart emoji. Well, you already know I'm co-signing that. Melissa, I totally agree with that. I love Florida. I mean, Florida's my home state now. So, um, not just winters. I mean, to me, November to May, man. I mean, those are the prime months. Certainly, even the summer though can be beautiful. I mean, I know people that go in the summer. I've been in the summer. It's just more rain, it's just more hot. I don't mind. Look, I don't mind the heat. But obviously, if you're going to be car living, if you're not going to have full hookups, I mean, that's why I will continue to look at RV lots, and if I'd ever get an RV, the more once I fully settle into Florida. Because if I'm going to spend a good portion of the time, even in the summer, then at night I may need some air conditioning. We'll see. But I'm not in a rush to do anything. Why? Because I have peace now. I have peace now, and I'm very careful that when I add anything to my simple life, I don't start to deduct at a good level my peace. I want to keep my peace in a good place. That's important to me. Doug says from New Mexico, with regards to firearms in New Mexico, we are open to carry. You can wear a holstered weapon as long as the establishment you're in doesn't mind. You can carry a gun in your car too. There you go. Yeah, I see one guy I follow on YouTube. He's from Texas. And I think he was talking to a cop one time. And this cop said you can carry in a car, but it has to be concealed in a car. Like it has to be like in the glove box. It can't be like laying on your front seat, invisible sight. Now, again, that was just him verbally. I don't know the exact laws to that state, but New Mexico, very similar, I'm sure. Ralph, stay the course, Sam. Thank you, brother. You help many people. Thanks, Ralph. Thank you, brother. That means a lot. Believe me, you taking the time and effort to write that encourages me. And Ralph, I thank you, brother. Love and respect. Thank you. Angelina, Sam's channel has helped me get through rough times, and I'm sure it's helped others. Thank you, Angelina. Angelina, you already know you're my Tampa Bay girl. I got a West Coast girl. You're my Tampa Bay girl. In my mind, just for fun. Come on. And I love you, and I appreciate you. Doug, my advice, exercise and grow your exploration gene. I agree with that. It makes all the difference. I am off this weekend to a new country, northeastern New Mexico, cowboy country. I like that. Cannons, etc. And then you give the weekend movies. Good job, Doug. Yeah, that's right. Even within your own state, I believe in exploration. I believe in going outside your 30-mile radius. It'll change your life for the better. It'll increase your peace equity. I agree with that. Good job. Sound John. JB, aka Jenny B. Right there. Get better. Get up. Get on with it. Equals forward, all caps. That's what I'm talking about. Need to keep living it through. Guys, good job on that, man. Sailing John been through some shit. Jenny B been through some shit. Angelina been through some stuff, and everyone's been through some stuff. We're all human. And I love hearing. I love hearing that. Never get enough of that. I'll get back to the comments. My turn. I started singing while I was cleaning the other day, and my dog went to bed and covered his ears with his paws. I'm not mad at that. That's all right. It's all right. That's funny. Yeah, dogs can be a blessing, man. A lot of work, but my dog was a blessing in my life. A lot of work. I understand the frustration. Praise the Lord. My turn. Yes, Sailing John. I like that. That's what my turn said to Sailing John. Yolanda, chewing on ice is terrible on tooth enamel. Well, my teeth are a little bit they're good, a little bit crooked, but they're good. They're good. They get all right. Personal experience, irritable, damaging. For me, I like to do it. Now, I don't go crazy. Now, it's light ice, but I hear you. Well noted, Yolanda. My turn. Says, you can carry a gun in your car here in Florida, too. Yeah, Florida's pretty low. Don't get caught with that mess in New Jersey. Oh, no way. You're done. New Jersey, very strict. You'll be dragged before a judge. Oh, yeah, with the quickness, definitely. She says, I have a concealed carry, but I have to be mindful. Totally agree with that. Look, totally different circumstance in New Jersey versus Florida. I know that. So that's what I'm saying. The United States of America, each state has its own personality, its own laws, and it's completely different. So you have to be very mindful of that as you travel through different states. Chris, tune at Joe Higgs. Reward for me. Random Tune. Oh, Random Tune. I'm sorry. Joe Higgs. Reward for me. I have to look that up. I want you to look up SWV. Weekend in Knees. My turn. When I heard North. Doug. I was raised in Albuquerque. I live 35 miles south. Locals call it ABQ. Okay. It is right in the middle of the state and puts you in the range of everything in New Mexico. What is in New Mexico? Uh, I don't want to say completely. All I can say is business matters. Uh, so uh, so it's a chance I may travel there one day. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Janice, depressing to know that. Love to Janice, who loves our music. Depressing to know that summer is 1 month away, and knowing what's around the corner. Well, that's why I like to be in Florida during the winter. Because I want, what does my license plate say? Endless summer. Okay, there's a reason why I picked this lifestyle. I want endless summer. I don't want seasons. I don't want fall. I don't want spring. I don't want winter. I want endless summer. Comfortable enough at night to sleep, but that's what I want. Love to you, Janice. Um, what I also want to make a note is, right, it's almost June. Okay, I think we're getting ready to go on a Memorial Day weekend, which is like really the kickoff of summer. Why am I mentioning that? The year 2018, it's halfway over. June is the 6th month of the year. There's 12 months in a year. So we are halfway through 2018. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the value of time, how time passes, and I also want to encourage you that start now and refine as you go. Because even though you don't have it all figured out, even though it's scary, even though things aren't perfect, if you start now, 6 months from now, you'll be in a better place. Because if you don't start now, if you get overwhelmed by the task in front of you, no matter what, 6 months is going to pass like this. Never forget the race against the clock. Not that you're racing against it, but you're mindful of time. Very important. Doug, north of Albuquerque, Rocky Mountains. South of Albuquerque, Mojave, I hope I said that right, desert. I've heard of that though. West landscape, that is straight from a Western movie. That's interesting. East, though, a great wide open all area. Texas variety. That's interesting. Thank you, Doug. Good breakdown. SW, thanks for the song, Sam. At Doug, yes. Also stretching the exploring muscle, yes. And venturing into the uncharted territory. That's true. Very excited. Enjoy. That's what I'm talking about. New Mexico. Yes, good job. My turn. Oh my God. I'm humming. I get so weak in the knees. Yes, great song. Sam, if I'm singing this for days, I will find you. That's all right. Just remember, I'm delicate like a bomb, not like a flower. I go off at any time. Now I got you back with that. Doug, I tell people that New Mexico is the last frontier in the lower 48 states. It is the Wild West. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the unexpected. You have to see to understand. I can appreciate that. I watch a guy on YouTube. One of the guys that inspired me, he's 72 years old. Now, he used to long-term camp in a Prius. Now he lives in a small RV, 16-foot travel trailer. And he's in New Mexico right now. I watch his videos. What part? I forgot the town he's in. Small town in New Mexico. Not Carlsbad. Some other small town, I think. But you know, and I kind of get a feel for New Mexico. Gilbert, hey Gilbert, what's up, brother? Hello, all, Sammy. Today was a beautiful day. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful weather-wise, that is. Yes, it was gorgeous. My turn. Hey, Gilbert. Jenny B here. Jenny B changed her name again, Gilbert. Now she's my turn. Next thing you know, Trevor the trucker. Okay, God forbid. Right. Chris, at Doug, I have been to Arizona, but really want to visit New Mexico. I live in Georgia. I may be going to Georgia too. Love and respect to Georgia. Doug, be sure to like my Facebook page. Okay, will. Exploring New Mexico. You're a positive person. Definitely will. Exploring New Mexico and can follow my adventures in New Mexico. Okay. I show you what I see and nothing more. You can judge from my photos. All right. Sweet spot. She's just adjusting it. New channel at Gilbert Patterson. Had an issue, but it's all good. Yeah, she had an issue. She exploded like a bomb. But that's all right. Sometimes we got to explode. We got to let it out. Got to vent. Got to destroy to rebuild. I've done that. So no judgment on me. Just having fun, JB. Doug. Enough of New Mexico stuff. That's all right, but that's what you love, brother. Look, if you like talking about New Mexico, talk about all night. I mean, I like talking about living in a car, so I like when people talk about what they love because you could tell they're passionate about it. I know you're passionate about New Mexico. I ain't mad at that. Thanks to everybody putting up with it. We ain't putting up with nothing. It's a blessing to hear somebody passionate about life. Sam, when is your next trip to Florida? I came in too late, a live session. Well, right now, by the latest, it should be November. Um, so that's the latest. I'm thinking that's how everything's looking with the work schedule and everything like that for the traveling I have to do. So that should be a sweet spot because that was my goal to never spend another winter in New Jersey again. So all that looks to be in line. So you obviously you'll see as my time goes on, I'll document. But thank you, Doug. Love to you, brother. Good job tonight. My turn. Uh, Hey, really did though. His eyes got all wide, and then he lowered his head, went to bed, and covered his head. He's a dick, but I love him. Amen. Talking about our dog. Andy G, another positive brother. What's going on, Andy G? Yo, Sammy. Glad I made it on here and say hi. I'm glad you did too. Love you, Andy G. Had a day off today. That's what I'm talking about. Recharge your batteries, brother. And checked out some local parks. Good job, man. Going to a local park and going for a walk will change your life. Good job, brother. Was a good walk. That's what I'm talking about. And we're headed forward, and then all caps forward. Andy G, you made my night. Good job, Andy G. Good job. Gilbert. Makes me think of It's My Turn. Yes, it's my turn. I think Barbara Streisand sang it. I never heard that one. We were just talking about I Get So Weak in the Knees by SWV. Koba's channel. Do you have suggestions if you don't drive and live in Canada? That's an interesting comment, Kobus. I don't. I don't have any suggestions. If you don't drive, the only thing you could do, I mean, this is me thinking now out loud. The only thing you can do is like you could still buy an RV, but you'd have to plop it on a piece of land, and you could pay someone to move an RV from location to location. Um, I mean, certainly there's different ways to travel. I mean, you could take public transportation, um, but as far as living, yeah, the only other non-conforming way you can live, not that wouldn't be in but in Canada, I mean, obviously you guys have brutal winters. I watched a YouTube channel of somebody who did live full time in their RV in Canada, even in the winters. I'd have to watch it in more detail to see his way of doing it. Look at this bug on my windshield. Um, but that's all I could think is that you could plop a RV, like a travel trailer or something, on a piece of land, and you could just live there like in a non-conforming way to live simple. But the winters you have to be very careful because the pipes could freeze, etc., etc. My turn says Diana Ross, and that's exactly where I got it. And then she gave the kiss below emoji. Doug, start now, refine as you go. So right, amen. All caps to that, Doug. That's wisdom. Thank you. My turn. It did. I needed to do this 6 months ago, but was unable. That's okay. Just me holding myself back. Good. But now I'm wide awake. That's what I'm talking about. Forward, Jenny. My turn. Nice to see the sun out behind you at 8:30 a.m. Yeah, 8:30 p.m. That's right. I know how precious those longer days are in the Northeast. That's definitely. The lighter it is, the later, the more mental health and the better quality of life. Totally agree with that. Peace equity just went up. My turn. Trevor the trucker just died. Oh, praise the Lord. We don't want anything to do with that. Chris. Rusty in, yes, Ruppy. Oh, Capitan, that's it. Yes, I watch Rusty. Rusty 78609. And I'm always honest. Look, he is one of the original channels that inspired and encouraged me to live this lifestyle. It really wasn't Nomadic Fanatic. It wasn't Bob Wells. The person who inspired me, I mean, I was still going to do it regardless because it was already inside me. That's like I always tell you guys, like if I inspire you, it's already inside you. God just uses different people to really ignite that flame. The person it was for me, it was Rusty 78609 when he was long-term camping in his Toyota Prius. God used him to help change my life. He gave me the confidence, gave me the encouragement, the non-judgment to just, see him at the age of 70 doing what he does. And I acknowledge that. Sometimes there was different videos that I saw that I disagreed with him on, but I still watch his channel. I love his channel. It's evolved because he's gotten older and he's changed his setup, but I got love for Rusty. Ryan B. Capitan for sure. Thumbs up. Doug, to everyone, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah are all collectively called the Four Corners area. I didn't know that. See it all is something else. I could tell that brother's passionate, man. I love that passion. Hey, May West, what's going on, May? Thank you for your love and support. Hope you had a good day, May. San John, November. I should arrive in the harbor. Yep, me and you going to be there. Spanish coffee, that's right. Cuban coffee, to be specific. On the hook. Yep, laugh out loud. Me, you, Milano, going to hook up. My turn. Good job, John. My turn. Maybe take a train in Canada. Backpack, tent camping. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. I thought about that in my mind, but I don't like tent camping. I don't like to be around too many bugs. I mean, for me, I like car camping because this is, I feel like at least I'm not like, I don't want to be on the ground. Uh, for me, this is just better, but everyone's different. Antolina, I love Rusty 78609. Me too. He seems genuine. Yes, I mean, just like everyone else, just like me. I mean, there's times like he could be a prick and I disagree with him, but I know I can probably be the same way for other people, so it's all relative. Gilbert, yes, Diana Ross. Uh, Listen to that right now. Beautiful song, great theme music for your life, Jenny B. Diana Ross in the house. Doug Capitan, yep, that's it. Love that area. Smoky Berries, Berry Deer. I heard that. That area of New Mexico is called Lincoln County. I think I heard that too. Of Billy the Kid. Yeah, I saw some videos he did about that. That's true. Good job, Doug. Doug knows New Mexico. My turn. It really is. Sums me up perfectly. Yeah, amen. Yeah, and back to Doug, man. I mean, that's how you know where you're meant to have your home state is where you're passionate about. And I know I can feel Doug's passion for New Mexico over this thing. Just like you could feel mine for Florida. And even Rusty said that today, like he loves New Mexico, but he's a Texan at heart. He also said that he was thinking about relocating permanently to New Mexico, but at his age, at 72, almost 73, just the mental hurdles of changing his address on his license, on his driver's registration, on his bank statements, it's too much of a hurdle. I've heard my mom say that also, that's why she's struggling now with liquidating and downsizing, because just the mental hurdle of doing all those small miscellaneous tasks are too overwhelming. That's why, look, don't wait till you're too old, because you're not going to have the mental endurance or the capacity to get shit done. And there's nothing wrong with that. We have different points in our life. We're different people. I won't be the same at 73 than I am now. I mean, I won't be the same in 7 months. We evolve. But what I'm here to tell you is, start your car so you can turn on your interior lights as you continue with your live feed. And if you got something you want to do, get it done now. Live with urgency, responsibly. Jenny B, Rusty is my favorite, pure, genuine. He's all right, don't get too crazy. Also funny Texan, I do love him though. Jokes from time to time, that's true. Janice, just sub to Rusty, thanks. Amen, he's a good guy. I mean, overall, I do love him. Angelina, if I ever get a travel trailer, I would get a 16-foot one like Rusty's. He's got a cute travel trailer, I gotta admit that. He's got a Clipper Cadet 16-footer. I think they also make a 14-footer, I'm not sure. He bought it for $10,000 brand new last September. It's a sweet setup. Now, he already had a couple problems. He had a water heater that went. He had a leak in his bathroom. So that's why I always say, like, once you go past car living and get RVs, you're going to have problems. Even with new ones, even when they're under warranty, you had to pull it back to the station. You had to deal with it. That's mental aggravation. Now, he's got more amenities than me, but he's got more mental aggravation. But it works for him. I mean, at age 73 almost. But I do love that. I love his setup. Now, I liked his Prius camping, but I understand he was getting too old for that. But I really enjoy his setup. My turn says, my pop-up was 14 foot at Angelina. There was more than enough room for me. 4 dogs and a cat. Don't ask. Laugh out loud. It had been a regular TT and not pop-up. I probably still have it. Yeah, I looked at a 14-footer when I was down in Florida for about $10,000. I'm sure I could have got that for like $6,000. Brand new, 2017. Yeah, you for a single person, even if you had a couple pets, 14-footer is plenty. The thing is, you need a tow vehicle. So, right there, even if it's a $10,000 trailer, you need a $25,000 truck to pull it. So there's a $35,000 investment. And then you got less gas and fuel efficiency. You can't go anywhere you want all the time. That's why Rusty right now, he's not doing a lot of traveling, because gas, now he's living on Social Security, but gas, $3 a gallon is affecting him. So he said that. So you got to be mindful of that. Angelina, I think it's perfect size for one person. I totally agree with that. Definitely. For one person, even with a couple pets, I think you'd be fine. But pets are a lot of work. You got to be careful. Angelina, awesome. My turn. Yolanda at Chris. We're in Arizona. What do you think about it? Do tell. Angelina, a pop-up seems easier to pull. A pop-up, well, I like the A-frames. I don't like pop-ups that have like the canvas curtains and that they extend. It just doesn't feel secure, feel like you get leaks, feel like they rip. And I just don't like the way they look. I do like A-frames. I looked at A-frames in the beginning of my journey. I may do a video on that. A-frames are cute for about, $10,000, $12,000, but you don't have a bathroom, and you might as well get an RV if you're going to do that. But they're probably a little bit easier to pull. But they're a couple thousand pounds, though. My turn. I bought it brand new for $13K, but I already had a tow vehicle. Well, if you already have a tow vehicle, then that's understandable. Like when I was looking at Tab travel trailers, if I had a tow vehicle, I probably would have purchased one. I probably would have regretted it now knowing what I know. But the main reason in the beginning of my journey I didn't get a light travel trailer is because I can only tow 2,000 pounds with my Jeep Renegade. That's my towing capacity, 2,000 pounds. But you can only really use max 80% of your towing capacity. So really I'd have to be under 1,600 pounds, really under 1,500 to tow easily. And I didn't want to do that. Gilbert, and there ain't no that damn bug. I'm sorry. And there ain't no use in holding on when something says when I'm sorry, let me read this slowly. And there ain't no use in holding on when nothing stays the same. That's right. You can't make your decision based on everything staying the same because nothing stays the same. So it's better to change, be uncomfortable, be scared, because even if you don't change, life is going to change. So be proactive and embrace change. I agree with that. So I'll let it rain. That's right. Because the rain ain't going to hurt me. Well, nope. And I'll let go, though I know it won't be easy. You got it, Gilbert. I understand the context. All caps forward. Doug, I love parts of Arizona. Flagstaff, the El Pasadena Hotel, I probably said that wrong, I'm sorry, Sedona, the White Mountains. If I wasn't in New Mexico, northern Arizona would be my next choice. They're very similar states. They're like almost twins, fraternal, not identical, very similar in nature. Chris, Yolanda, just inside the border when I took a day trip to the Hoover Dam from Vegas. That's awesome. Well, guys, man, I really feel positive about tonight's live feed. Sometimes I finish my live feed and I say, oh, man, I didn't like the way that one came out. But in my mind, at least until I see the replay, I'm kind of happy with how tonight came out. And it only really came out good because you guys joined and add your comments. Thank you. Love, peace, and blessings to you on your journey. Thank you, Repeat. Thank you for always coming in here. Love, peace, and blessings to all you. I end on this note. Have a good night too, Doug. God bless you. Don't just evaluate property equity. Evaluate your peace. How much peace are you going to gain or lose based on this decision? And sometimes it take a financial loss, but to gain peace. Jenny B says, with no more room for lies, for years I've seen my life through someone else's eyes. And now it's my turn. That's where she gets this name. Oh my gosh. And find my way. And if I should get lost, at least I'll own today. Amen, Jenny B. Good night, SW. Good night, Chris. Good night, Gilbert. Good night, Janice. Good night, Yolanda. Love, peace, and blessings to everyone.